Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 6th game of the day for us. BetBoom versus OG. It comes down to game 3 again. And last game, we're just going to call that a Chen game. It just got through the draft somehow.
Yeah.
It ended. And mercifully, that was relatively quick. But now OG trying to beat BetBoom, who have, like I said, have looked the best so far in this tournament.
They didn't lose a series, right? In the groups.
I think they lost 2 total games, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Maybe 3?
I think they went 10-4.
Okay, 4, yeah.
But I think all those 4 were draws. So they didn't lose a series. So this will be the first time.
It's, of course, coming off of their top 3 performance at the Dota2 Dubai tournament.
Yeah. Their lineup in this game is quite scary, like the panel talked about. I think this last pick TA from a laning perspective and for core-to-core matchups is very strong. It's, again, the classic matter of what is going to work better. Is it the farming, more carry-oriented mid, or is it the faster playmaking mid and puck? That's not to say that TA can't rotate and get stuff done. She can, but she's way more team-dependent, whereas puck is the one that can sometimes solo kill, sometimes work in tandem with a support or another core to find picks. It's going to be quite telling. If let's say the Primal Beast has a bad laning stage, you don't have very much playmaking in the side of BetBoom. And also, TA's aggression a lot of the times early on depends on Refraction staying up, and I think OG have decent tools. They have Torrent, they have Acid Spray. I believe Bushwhack removes it entirely, because this was changed, right? It used to be a burst, and now it's a damage over time ability.
Yep, I believe so.
I think the individual instances of Bushwhack are high enough.
At level what, though?
At any level.
Oh, at any
level.
Okay.
Yeah. Refraction breaks after 5 damage, right? Yeah.
Well, didn't it used to be that Rot level 1 did not take off Refraction? I don't know if that's still the case, but
I think that's still the case.
That's a lot of damage to the Acorn shot as Whisper and Ari continue to harass this bot lane.
Kunkka Hoodwink is a good lane. It's very strong. Yep, especially against a hero like Morph, who does nothing in the beginning.
Oh, Ari, will he save his courier? No. Ari gets it. Takes a Malefice for his troubles. I'll have to walk away.
Wonder how Toronto-Tokyo is going to play this game on the 5 Enigma. I think that's unfortunate.
How do you prefer this hero in terms of the core, core versus support? Because I feel like lately, ever since some of the changes that were made, it's been primarily a support, and it's just looked better than core.
Yeah, I think I like it better on support as well, because it's less exploitable. If you play it core and the lane is bad, you just dead weight for so long.
Yeah.
If you play it support, you know, you're generally going to stay afloat in your lane. You're a universal hero. You're going to spawn Eidolons, allow your carry to thrive, and then you are one of the 5s that can scale, which is a nice bonus. GPK definitely bringing its BZM here. Oh, okay. Yeah, BZM needs to be a little careful here.
Yes, he does. Side blades are always a scary one. GPK with the Refraction now is BZM sitting on 6-1 versus the 11-4 for GPK, so he's off to a terrific start.
He's trying to bait out the phase shift to then kill him, but BZM is being careful about not
next level, and it actually causes him to miss the last hit there. And now the water runes should go each way, so BZM will be a lot healthier now that that bottle is ready to go.
Unlike Terrorblade last game.
What's that?
Unlike Terrorblade last game, who had very bad health.
Oh, this again?
Yeah.
Great memes.
Yeah. You love yourself a good meme.
Every day there's a new meme here at DreamLeague. Meme League.
Yeah.
But this, can we go to the top lane? We need to investigate this Primal Beast set. I don't think I've seen the full thing before.
Okay.
Probably because I have not looked at... Actually, a lot of these cosmetics are really new for me because I haven't bought any of them since they added the CSGO type monetization. Looks like Save will get the Lotus. Just can't be bothered to buy those keys. That one looks really nice, though, I have to admit.
Yeah, just buy it in the...
That's what the marketplace is for, I guess.
I guess so.
Some other idiot's gonna buy it. Some other fool. And what do you think of the Alchemist this game? Because BSJ called it.
Yeah, I think part of the logic was to use it against Enigma, but they just put Enigma 5, right? So so you don't even have to bother with the islands. Oh, this is scary.
Yeah,
Tomato.
Trample's there. He's going to have to use a concoction, but the blast comes through from Save. First blood goes to him.
I just flat out think it's not a good Alk game, honestly. I think he has no good matchups in the game. I think the TA matchup's rough. I think Morph is one of the best carries against Alk. Enigma support, I think, is fine against Alk because you don't bother with the Eidolon problem, so later on you at least have Midnight Pulse and you have Black Hole to offer as a support. Primal Beast kind of eats you in lane if your lane partner isn't strong enough, as we saw right there. And Techies is kind of whatever. So I actually just flat out don't think this is a very good Alk game, and I'm a little bit surprised OG picked it, considering they already saw Primal, right? When they picked this? I think so?
Yeah, this was a very late... I mean, it was the last pick TA, and it was the last pick out.
Yeah, it was the second to last pick of the draft, so they saw all the other heroes. Maybe there's something I'm unaware of here, but definitely wouldn't have been high on my radar if I picked this game specifically for... I mean, I think a lot of the reason you pick Alk is either that you're playing a timing game where Alk is really good, but I don't know if he's necessarily the perfect one for this lineup to gel with, or because he has at least a good matchup, so he's going to get farmed. But as we're seeing here, the top lane is a travesty. It's 27-6 on the Primal. Tomato is
another blast off. Again. Couple right clicks. He's run out of spells, though.
Good arrow.
The arrow. Tomato continue to take right clicks and the sticky bomb just in case. Another death to his name. I mean, this is, to be fair, this is a hero that can catch up. We've seen it many a time. But you're saying it's just not a good game for him in general. The sticky bomb now on the Seb allows Miero a little bit of space to walk back to lane.
Oh, he missed the Star Storm there, Seb. And he's going to miss the arrow, too. That's all his mana gone. Save has boots now, so he's going to run away. In the meantime, Toronto Tokyo was traded down bottom for Ahri, but still, this is an insane raw lane win for BetBoom right now. 2K minute 5 just on CS.
Yeah.
Toronto going to TP mid and spawn Eidolons with the Siege Wave. I love this play, minute 5 from Enigma. He can leave the Morph alone. He's a very independent carry who don't need no Enigma.
GP's coming in. Hoodwink's going to set up a pushback onto GPK.
That was a good response.
Doesn't have refraction for 2 seconds. He's in a lot of trouble here. He gets the silence off just in time for BZM. And that's the death of GPK. Much needed kill for OG. Does require several members to come to the mid lane, but I mean, this game was getting out of hand pretty fast.
The most impressive thing about this from OG is how fast it went. It's because I think this Enigma rotation mid isn't inherently obvious, but they responded so quickly. They knew exactly what they were going to do about this. Solved it right away. And they knock GPK down a peg. He's still way ahead of BZM, of course. 38-13 against the 23-2. Definitely not game BZM was hoping for when he picked Puck, but it's always a risk when you don't ban TA that you end up in this position.
And the scariest part is that you mentioned it briefly that Nightfall is able to just solo.
Yeah.
So now he's going to benefit from solo farm, solo XP. And this is a hero that we've seen a lot of this last year.
Yeah, OG don't really have heroes that kill Morph, do they? It's like...
Yeah, they don't. That's true. Alchemist is not pretty not great. I mean, Puck is maybe the closest, but...
Yeah, if you can open with the silence and get some sort of burst combo with someone, maybe, but like, let's say you get X-marked as the catch. Just gonna shift.
Yeah, he's gonna be mega tanky.
You need to either get caught by some sort of hoodwink from the fog or an arrow out of nowhere, something like that, or otherwise you're relatively safe to farm even a bit aggressively on the Morph if you want to in this game.
I mean, normally
and
one of the counters to Morphling is mana burn. They don't really have a diffusal carrier at all.
That's very true.
Unless it was like a core Mirana or something, but we don't really see that.
Yeah. So definitely OG need to, from my perspective, need to win this game on good macro. I don't think the hero matchups favor them. But their team fight is very good. Their heroes play well together. That's what they're going to need to rely on. And let's see if that comes to fruition.
The coil will be broken immediately. Onslaught is coming. Concoction does hit. Do they have the damage? BZM out of mana now. Starstorm connects. Uproar. Not enough armor this time. They barely get Miero. That would have been such a disaster if he had lived from OG's perspective.
Yep. They do get him, though, and they quickly rotate to mid to defend as well with Ahri, so didn't really lose too much of the tower. Of course, at the end of the day, the Morph will be free farming, but that's just a problem for later. Like, at this point, you need to try to look at the things that you can solve and take things one step at a time. There's no hero in Dota that cannot be solved through itemization. If your game is good enough on your heroes, you can always buy yourself out of trouble. It's a great analogy for real life. Tomato.
Yeah, that is a good analogy.
We'll back off here.
Not very true, though. Life is rigged.
Yeah.
Haven't you heard? Billionaires own everything, Cinderin.
Yeah.
That's why I'm casting with you. This is the grind. Hard grind life for casters.
This is our road to billion.
One game at a time. Miro, this might just be a freebie. It looks like Tomato just needs... Might just be left to the jungle here pretty soon. He's going to be found out now. Shows himself. Sticky Bomb is there. Gets off the Chemical Rage, and that's going to force Miero back. Concoction's there, though. Said Whisper coming in, and this is the highest net worth on their team. Boat is coming as well. Miero at half HP. Arrow will not hit. Been seeing a lot of that today. GPK makes his way over. The coil, not going to do too much to him. He has that haste still activated. Tomato with a concoction. As Nightfall has even made his way over. No kills, really. They just lose Toronto, Tokyo, and that's it so far. And Miero, Onslaught. This would be a big kill for BetBoom. Whisper, another arrow whiffs. And Whisper gets waveformed and Adaptive Strike down. Big kill for BetBoom. BZM low on HP. In fact, many heroes are low right now. There's the Pulverize on the Ahri. So the fight's gone on so long that we've seen 2 Pulverizes.
Really well played fight from Miero there.
BetBoom are just so tanky.
Yeah, I think one of the most impressive things here is Miero's movement in the fight. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's still finding major impact after being on like 15% health. He still comes back in for an Onslaught combo. He still comes back in for the final Pulverize. So OG tried their best to bully him out of the fight, and he still comes back in with almost no resources and just gets the job done. GPK with the haste rune, obviously a big help there, but worth keeping in mind, this TA isn't really a factor just yet in terms of the build. Usually this hero needs to build up a little bit more. He's going to have the Dragonlance coming out now and then working toward the Dagger. That's when things get a lot scarier and more points in Meld, lest we forget. Like, he got a Meld Strike off on the Puck and it was like 20% of Puck's health. Level 4 Meld, that's a different story. And you're getting 3-shot instead. But yeah, fun fight really. Both teams showing up with 5 heroes, minute 10 in the top lane. I think once again OG with the very strong team fight lineup. Kind of got outplayed a little bit there by BetBoom. Because the spells were there.
Yep, and not good news when your Alchemist at 11 minutes is 4th in net worth.
True.
Of course, not quite finished, I believe, with the Radiance yet. Wow, he's actually kind of far away. I didn't realize it was this bad.
Yeah.
Still,
well, 11-minute Radiance is also a pretty good timing, right? So.
Well, yeah, but usually you'd have Sacred... I guess that's true. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm saying.
I think he's going to have Radiance minute, I don't know, 13 and a half, perhaps? 14? It's just okay. I mean, it's obviously not great, but... This is a fat wave coming in. That'll help.
Yeah. That's nice and juicy. Nice and thick. Toronto, Tokyo working on a Vlad's right now. I mean, this would be the perfect timing to try to kill off Tomato, but BetBoom not going to find the opportunity here.
Nice rune here for Puck. Could open up something for OG with a smoke. They find a good fight with the Arcane rune. Just keep volleying the spells. They have really good long-range artillery with Puck, with Hoodwink, with Arrow, X-Mark.
If the arrow hits, something about today, we've seen, I want to say, less than 10% of these arrows hit.
Okay, that's probably an exaggeration, but it's been quite bad.
Well, how is that an exaggeration?
1 in 10.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Did you watch that Jin Q game? That was like 20 on its own that did not hit.
Yeah.
I don't think he hit a single arrow the whole game, legitimately. I'm not even kidding. I'm literally not kidding.
Wow. If we go back through that replay and that's true, that would actually be so fun.
And it would be the first game in history.
Yeah, probably. I don't think that it would have ever happened before.
All right, 10% might be slight, maybe 15%.
I think 22.
You're obsessed with that number lately. Is GPK working on the blink. Going to go straight for the shard, as the panel was talking about. Great tool against the Puck with the silence.
Yeah, also good against Alk. You can catch him off guard. Mirana can't leap. Plenty of strong anti-defensive utility.
19 seconds faster than the average. Very good
That was
Tomato.
actually faster than I expected. I said 13 and a half, but he got that really big wave top, so this is good. I think it's okay.
Radiant are scanning.
Yep, that was fake news that I was spouting.
Oh, to be fair, I don't think you saw the really big wave coming in. So
that's true. The big wave
accelerated
was all
very
the
quickly.
difference. But we did mention that this hero does have the ability to come back in the game. Because at some point, you're going to be left alone for a bit, and all you need is a bit to get the Radiance, which will amplify everything for you. And actually going for the blink first, so wants to start fighting.
I like that. I think he needs to get in there for his team. He needs to give vision. He needs to find a target so that Kunkka and Puck can do damage. I think if Alk goes for a greedier route here, you're missing a moment of opportunity here. Because BetBoom's lineup inherently is a bit on the greedy side.
Toronto Tokyo spotted out. He X'd into the boat.
Arrow hit.
Arrow hit and bush. That's not bushwhack, that's sharpshooter. He was sharpshootered.
Sharp shot. Yeah, we get a replay of this.
Arrow. Boom! Boom!
That's some long-range artillery, though. They didn't need to bring in a hero in range to even kill him there. The spells from a distance would have done the job. Toronto with the Vlads.
Vlad's no boots.
First. Yeah.
There's the blink. Something that we were mentioning, of course, the ability to take off refraction. You got the bushwhack, you have acid spray, you have torrent, which eventually will be the torrent storm, and now you have radiance as well. So they actually have quite a bit to nullify the refraction as a whole, which is very nice. And there you see the torrent storm for Whisper. As sharpshooters coming for the break on Miero. Concoction sets it up. Don't think they have the damage. He has Onslaught still. And we'll be able to walk away.
All right. Jinkyu cosplay here. Uproar is really good against Alk. You very quickly get all of these stacks up, and Alk is fully physical damage.
Do they have the burst? BZM phase shift, but the mine was waiting for him. The Techie's master. Save. Gets X'd. Boat hits as well as the torrent. Not that much damage, though. The arrow's coming, and it connects this time. Concoction will not, though. But yeah, losing your Puck, big deal for OG. The rest of their team has amalgamated here in the bot lane to be able to push this tier 1.
Feels like BetBoom might want to try to hold on to this.
Radiant's bottom tower
I think they're in fighting shape if Miero can TP down there, but are not going to, in fact, look to contest whatsoever. They will concede it. They had all their spells ready, but not interested, waiting for a better opportunity.
Oh, that's the shard being shown from GPK. Double silence, cannot leap away. Nicely played.
The map is going to get so scary for OG right now. Kind of walking on eggshells. Everywhere could be a trap. You can just get killed off immediately by that plus Techies, that plus Primal, that plus Morph. There's so many like shotgun-y style heroes on the Radiant side that work well with the traps. So I think OG would be very wise to focus on not spreading themselves too thin around the map. Maybe consider an early gem if there's some way to get there. Put that on Alk, play around him. Take Arios, take Roche. Could be an idea.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Seb will show himself. All right, GPK.
X onto GPK. Torrent. Oh,
nice timing.
Quick blink. And now that there's a BKB on Miero, they can try to find the initiative. Toronto Tokyo getting gone on. Oh, the silence, though. It's going to be a self-stun with the black hole to follow, but it gets canceled. Big blast off onto 2, though, as Nightfall getting the high ground, along with Miero with the pulverize. The Puck is dead. Tomatoes, who they had their sights on, but he has the Chemical Rage right now. Trying to run away. Is Nightfall getting bursted? Or stunned, I should say.
Oh, the invis! Oh.
Yeah, they end up finding Tomato in the end, so it's 2 cores just for the Enigma. And BetBoom win a pretty important fight here, as the Phylactery is going to be there for Nightfall pretty soon.
Every Alk death is so big. We're going to see the replay here. So the silence here, very clutch. Fast X cancel from Whisper, very nicely done, but BZM has to commit in to finish off this kill and right into the waiting arms of TA and Morph. That's only going to end one way. Another arrow missed for the low light reel of the day, unfortunately. And yeah, if not for the sticky bomb, he might have actually lived.
Yeah.
I think they didn't have any detection. BetBoom really need to be on top of that against Mirana. have to bring out that dust for every move. Oh, this is a big rune. This opens up Roche, I would say, for BetBoom. I think this would be a very good opportunity to push out top lane, go up there, get the Roche before minute 20, remove that from OG's arsenal for playing this mid game. Aegis an amazing item on, especially TA in this game. I think the best Aegis carrier probably. Gives her the confidence to go in, just break open the fight so her Morphling can play with freedom. Give techies a good angle. Could technically also put the Aegis on Morph, but I would rather see it on GPK. But let's see if they even go for the Roche. Maybe they wait for minute 20 and do it bottom. The DD will last long enough.
Yeah, or 22, just to keep things
true
in my favor. For that
OG trying to be ahead of the curve here. This is
this is very nice.
This is really, really good if
it's
they pull this
scanned
off.
out, though. Can BetBoom get here on time?
They want a gate, maybe?
Yeah, they're thinking about it.
This is a very slow Roche. Very slow.
But I don't think BetBoom are going to be able to get here. You can see two members still in the triangle area. If they knew how slow this was, I think they'd probably try.
I mean, they should know it on paper. OG's lineup obviously is not great at this.
My goodness.
I mean, they're opting for effectively farming about 1,000 to 1,500 gold, right? So this came at a cost in terms of the map. OG now have to go and clean up lanes.
Double damage.
With the Roche at 20, your average is still...
Well, I don't think that's updated. Let's be real.
It might be down a second. You're going to need a lot of early Roches for that dinner.
It's only 12 seconds.
If you want to pull down the average, it takes quite a lot of games.
Wait, do I need to get it exactly right?
Yeah, 22. If at any point it's 22-0-0.
If at any point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy.
Not the end of the tournament. Just if we.
Hey, production, make sure to type that in manually. Get me my free meal, please.
Yeah, don't lie on the internet. In real life, however, you know.
Those are flipped, by the way. OG is on the right side, so in case you are one of the bettors out there.
Well, one of the worsers.
If you're one of the people that buys keys in-game.
You're such a hater of that system. It's so funny. Oh, you just hate it. All right, here we go. Mid. Tomato will lead the charge. Aegis in hand. Manta. Quite strong right now. Obviously, the Manta is a gimme against TA. Also gives... the Dispel here is kind of interesting. He can break out a Malefice. He can dodge the shotgun from Morph.
Yep, he could. Probably just uses it to farm, though.
Yeah, well, that's always going to be a part of it. BetBoom are not really looking for trouble very much.
There is an Aegis, so...
Yeah. Oh, now they're looking for trouble.
Yeah, GPK does have his BKB now. That is a pretty big deal. Now they're looking for a fight. They're going to show themselves, does OG on the tier 1 tower. Nightfall redirecting now towards that direction. As Tomato,
Nice
he does not have Chemical Rage, but obviously we talked about the Aegis still being there. Miero comes in with the BKB Pulverizer, trying to take out the Kunkka, and they do it. He is dead without buyback.
Oh, this
and
is
Tomato
real
falls
bad for OG.
Immediately. That's the round tactic.
Mission.
Toronto, ooh, okay. He actually does get the blink off. They were not expecting that, I think. That's off the concoction, but this is just a matter of time. Whoop, deny no. So 2 core kills again in the name of BetBoom.
Yeah, that was really heads up from Miero. I understand the tips. Just instant BKB blink, pulverize on the Kunkka. Knew exactly what it's going to take to break the fight wide open. If Whisper dies without getting spells off, I think OG are actually... The fight's just over. It doesn't even matter what they do after. If they're in a good position, they really need that boat. They need the Torrent Storm to be able to withstand the damage that BetBoom output. So they're going to cut their losses with 2 cores, which is obviously quite expensive, including the Aegis. That's all Miero, just fast on the fingers there.
Yep.
Straight
Nightfall
up going in.
with his Conda now. He hurts. Yeah, that's one of the issues with not having a save on one of your supports. So there's propensity for your cores to just get bursted down. And in some ways, Kunkka is kind of the guy that saves others. We've seen the X actually cancel the black hole, and obviously the boat with the rum buff is a save in and of itself in some ways.
Hearing an X. Oh, it's on himself. Exciting stuff! There's the gem.
Do you think that that X talent, is it still the move speed one?
Yeah.
Do you think that will ever be good?
If they buff it.
What does it need to be, though?
500%.
500%?
That'll be quite good. What do you think? Toronto, Tokyo.
Well, doesn't it work reversed on enemies? Is that how it works?
I don't remember that, actually. Because I don't think I've ever seen anyone take the talent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so 25% slow on enemies. I mean, it's not that bad.
Well,
but the other one is just...
I feel like you should go, from a design perspective, you should get rid of the negative aspect for enemies and just go all in on this idea of fast X on ally.
Well, what type of situations is it good to X an ally and then they move fast?
I don't know. You got to figure that out from a game. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Like I would say in the olden days, I mean, being able to kill 2 waves, let's say, as Kunkka, like late game, because you can walk, you can run so fast. That's kind of cool. Anyway, back to the game.
How about a talent X mark does damage? Isn't that in the spirit
That's
of
true.
Dota right
and
now?
can use on creeps now.
Yeah. AoE X mark.
That sounds pretty good. No shard yet for Whisper. No shard for anyone, in fact, on OG.
Spooky Enigma with that Halloween pumpkin underneath. Very spooky, boy.
Yep, that's expensive.
And spooky.
Bought a lot of keys to get that one.
Yeah.
Somebody gifted it, more likely.
Yeah.
Pro players are way too lazy to do anything else. 5K lead for BetBoom here.
And they can't afford the item, so
they certainly can. It feels like OG are playing a game of, I would say, cat and mouse. They're not really hunting very much, though. Maybe just sit and wait.
A game of mouse.
Yep, that's a mouse.
Redis.
Squirrel-type creature.
That's
right,
very
Logan,
awkward.
they will black hole for him. Okay. A little awkward.
That's a funny kill. He gets pushed off the ledge, and then he gets pulled back in. Miero couldn't get in range. They got the job done. I mean, the black hole is quite the commitment, but doesn't feel like OG are in a position to take much initiative anyway. It's BetBoom. Very strong at this point in time.
GPK goes for the Crystallis, not upgrading to anything, instead going MKB next.
Yep.
The Radiance, obviously, a bit of an issue.
There's a couple of positives to the MKB. It's great against Hoodwink as well.
Yep, very true. And doesn't man, haven't played Mirana in a while. Isn't there a talent that gives evasion, or is that part of the actual spell now?
Kunkka has a level 10 talent. X mark grants evasion. Yeah, there's a 15 talent on Mirana. That's true.
Oh, God. You should make a game someday.
I should. It will be glorious. That's all I got.
Scotty next for Nightfall. Eventual shard so you can attribute shift while stunned, as the AC is now picked up on Tomato. And it feels like we've only had one fight where OG has been able to get off the Torrent Storm. He's had the axe for quite a while, honestly. Only real 2 opportunities to use it. Second time, of course, we just mentioned he's
time now. Smoke and Moonlight, but the mines.
Yeah, that's a great smoke detector. Just replace the batteries. Everything will be fine.
A prize.
Techies is honestly a very good hero against Mirana.
It's just a good hero in general.
Scout out the Moonlight. Blastoff can catch her off guard and kill her off. If you get the shard and you taser allies, it can protect them when they get arrowed. There's like a lot of little things that I think...
Yeah, I was hearing it from some of the talent backstage. They're not big fans of Mirana as a 4.
Oh, it is a 5 this game.
That's, I guess, true.
I mean, technically he has more net worth than the Hoodwink, which is a bad sign because Ahri in general is getting very farmed.
Yeah, he usually does get really farmed.
This game, not the case.
Dire's middle tower
His lead from BetBoom is actually quite instrumental. They're up 6k against Alk, and the net worth distribution in the top is very one-sided.
He's spotted. Phase shift instantly. Will blink.
Radiant's top tower is under
Trying to get closer to the Roche pit as GPK is spotted. Atos into the arrow. Acid spray comes through as well. Miero, oh my god, Seb gets deleted. Does have buyback and can TP here.
This is already stupidly awkward for OG. The vision.
Yeah, Tomato, he's getting initiated on as BZM, trying to save him a bit, but Miro continuing to go with that trample and the BKB as the black hole comes in onto 2 with the Minds of Save doing so much work. Ari is dead. Whisper is next. Only 2 members of OG remain. As GPK will be TPing mid randomly.
As soon as BetBoom are ahead in a fight and they have a way of maintaining vision, they just pile on. Like,
yeah.
TA can chase with very few repercussions. They have the Primal Beast who's borderline invincible. There's always the risk of the black hole. They can't really kill the Morphling.
Oh, they get the silence
Just
from
too
afar.
many problems.
The Conda. Oh, Concoction actually hits both.
All right.
And the Moonlight Shadow to fully retreat. Roche not up for another minute, so OG has another chance to try to contest this, but with each engagement that they take, they are lowering their net worth, it feels like. And this is an ALK game, so this is worse than 11K.
Oh yeah, this is very one-sided at this point actually, which is surprising because today has had very close games so far. So you can do with another.
That's very surprising. I'm sure the next 2 series will be mega hyped.
I hope this is not a symptom, or how to say, I hope this is not a sign for the rest of the tournament that the games are going to be lopsided.
Doubt it.
Because I don't feel like the patch inherently is extremely snowbally compared to previous ones we've had, but maybe there's some little things that happened here, or it's because it's like early days after the rebalancing of the later patch where some teams just get outpicked a little bit more, or have the wrong ideas sometimes about where to be at the right timings of the game. But our games today, at the very least, have been, despite being like 40 to 45 minutes, most of them, they've been mostly relatively
that's the only complaint I have of the patch, is that games just take too long if the game is over in 10 minutes anyway, right? We've seen a couple of comebacks, I suppose, so. But yeah, high ground, just going high ground is so difficult. You need that 3rd or 4th Roche. You're very dependent on Roche.
Yeah, speaking of.
And the banner. I mean, that's one thing that would theoretically help the high ground if these teams learn how the hell to use this item. And let's see what BetBoom want to do.
This is the next level place, just not taking it. Oh, okay.
So far, the strat for today that we've been seeing is just the instant use, just so you don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah. Keep a close eye on it.
Wait for it. He's thinking about it. As Nightfall deletes Seb one more time.
Yeah, okay. One shot. Waveform into Conda combo.
Still no banner usage.
Look
I'm keeping an eye.
Toronto Tokyo is. He has Blink BKB Vlad.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. Ari, not so farmed.
Holy.
Will also be destroyed. BZM silenced. Do they have the catch?
Uh-oh.
Miro gets Yules. BZM with the orb. Should be okay, but gets silenced again, actually. The coil, just to prevent any more chase. And now BZM has used everything. And yeah, we can see the banner still. I mean, this is good. This is good usage, honestly. Just don't use it right away. Just chill. Keep forgetting to test. If BSJ's listening, can we test the double banner usage in the next technical pause, please?
Can you demo the banner?
You have to find the command, but yeah. You just have to find the command for it. There's nothing to break down in this game. This is yet another shellacking, so let's get the double banner to see if it works, okay? Oh, he used it. God,
oh dear.
Where did he put it?
Oh, I think it's in mid. I see it.
Mid lane.
I see it.
Okay.
There's a green dot. It could also be a mine. That's a trap.
God, what a feature this is. Where is the banner?
It's definitely a lot harder when they have all this other stuff. All right.
We got it. We got it, guys.
Okay.
So who was it? It was Kezu raging at me saying that you can check this. I'm like, I know. I know, bro. Status icon shows up. We got a Wind Waker, actually, for Whisper really early.
Yeah, he needs a way of getting out of trouble. Yeah, he absolutely. It's a solution for the black hole. It's a
problem is he needs a save for himself when he's stunned. Somebody else has to save him.
Well, as long as he doesn't get one-shot burst, he can, like, let's say he gets pulverized and then Wind Waker's out on 20%. If he gets his spells off after, it might be okay. But yeah.
Very strong usage of the banner again, as we can see. Really difficult.
As
BetBoom still 2 minutes on the Aegis. There's the Conda going to work. Ari
Nice
gets
evasion.
off the sharpshooter.
Nice evasion.
Another evasion proc into the Gleipnir.
Oh, bong.
Acorn shot.
Evasion.
Oh,
Bong.
Nightfall.
Evasion.
Ari.
Hello?
Meanwhile, BZM died. That's a pretty important kill, but Ari is more exciting to watch. No more dodging
Oh
for
my
you.
God, I was about to say time to open some boxes, buddy, but
You mean keys?
yeah, there you go. Well, you use keys for something, right?
Not boxes, though.
Oh. Well, what do you open with a key? A
Chest.
Okay, close it.
Good try.
A chest is just a type of box.
In a way, it's a locked box.
Yes, that's a box.
GPK
There you go. He's
forcing
flying.
out the Wind Waker for Whisper. No puck for 35 seconds. There's fort number 1. Moonlight Shadow now from OG. They're going to have to contest this.
I mean, they have 3 heroes. They can't fight this. They can try to delay, but this is not
Delay
possible.
tactics for BZM. And maybe they just give up this set then.
Oh, Glyph.
Fortification number 2.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, they will be giving this up. So first Rax goes the way of BetBoom. Black Hole on the outskirts of the fight on Tomato. Oh, he actually dodges the Conda adaptive strike. And he's dodging some right clicks as well from GPK, but Nightfall turning into Kunkka gets off the X. Trying to kill off. He's not really doing that much damage. Finally, the adaptive strike comes in again. Nightfall dies first time with the Aegis. Tomato somehow still alive. No idea how that is possible at this stage of the game. He can now reset and try to get back into it. You can see the attribute shift on the Morphling, keeping him quite healthy. He has so much HP, but there's a ton of lockdown for OG. Waveform trying to time it, does so successfully, trying to TP out, but the arrow hits. Do they have the damage? Finally, Nightfall dies.
Wow, that is actually unbelievable that OG won that fight like that. Tomato just straight up jumps the backline Enigma, who gets Black Hole off anyway. He survives on 2% health the whole fight, it seems like, on the Alk. Just keeps barely out-regioning the damage.
Wonder how many
And OG,
evasion procs he got
Yeah,
out of that
he
radiance.
got really lucky there as well, because I felt like TA did not do that much that fight. I must have missed, maybe missed a Meld Strike or 2.
Yeah, and he has MKB, by the way.
I don't know, man. That was something. I mean, I guess if he was Moonlight Shadowed and had Radiance, I don't know.
But did he take the talent on the Moonlight Shadow?
I would assume so. Yeah. So I mean, it adds up, but still, MKB cuts through most of it.
All right, OG.
Not so safe harbor, eh?
Very important fight for them. They give up the Ceterax mid. No real way around it. Had to wait for their puck to respawn. There's Ari. Trying to find a little bit more out of the map. Won't find the connection on Save this time. Save working on a sheep stick, by the way. Seb and Tomato. Okay. They're going to steal a Tormentor. Getting some retribution.
Radiant's top
Did he
tower.
miss the
attempt
arrow?
it.
Can you hit the arrow?
I would think so.
I think you can, right?
Yeah, just keeping the Jin Q thoughts alive here.
I think the hitbox of the Tormentor is a little bit
It is weird.
weird, so you need to actually click on the center of it on the ground. Doesn't matter. They get the shard. It will go the way of Ari, so Hunter's Boomerang unlocked. Very useful for killing off the Morph. They did do it last fight. Holy, it took them so long to kill him, though. I think that was the perfect showcase of just how good Morphling is in this game. If he gets shift off, they just don't have heroes to kill him. But as long as they have Forever, they'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I don't know if that scenario is gonna occur again.
It was a very special case. The Black Hole had been used.
Yeah.
Alk survived on no health.
Still, OG needs like 1 or 2 more of those.
Yep.
And
Yeah, just one more would probably
one
make
more,
the
they'll
game
be
very
back in the
interesting.
game.
Radiant are scanning.
Smoke now from BetBoom. Let's see if they run into anybody. Seb might end up tanking this gank.
Oh, he's very dead. Hello.
I mean, he'll still take that though, as long as it's not a core at this stage of the game. We saw what happened when BZM was picked off. They were able to just get a free Rax off of it.
Yep.
And these are the shenanigans. Oh,
Oops.
actually does not time that correctly. Ari.
Standard
Split
hoodwink
pushing.
things.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Always feels bad when you have to resort to these kind of strategies to stay in the game, just to make it. It's basically just delay tactics.
Oh, they're not letting him do it twice over.
Yep. GPK.
Okay.
We'll let it happen.
GPK hates that trap.
Yeah, Ari's able to get out of dodge just fine. So from OG's side, is there an item that you think will make a big difference? Like right now, Tomato, I'm assuming, is going to finish his Abyssal, and he's kind of running out of space. Could upgrade his Blink, could buy an Ags for somebody, theoretically.
I feel like theoretically the best item would be Kunkka Refresher, but he's going Hex, I think.
Miero can't use his ult, because Seb is Lotused, but he gets bursted anyway. Nightfall just in range.
Yeah, Kunkka Refresher is my best bet, but that's not the plan of action for now. The Hex, I mean, also nice, obviously you can Hex the Morph, but again, my concern is I don't think they kill him anyway. I think if they catch him in a Hex, do they still have the damage? 2.8k health, 50 armor, a team? I don't know.
What if there's no team, though?
Then probably, I mean, we saw the last time when there was no team, they got there.
But there's a neutral on the ground there.
Oh, they're waiting on Ari. They've had enough.
Yeah.
This time they bring the gem.
Ari.
Ari.
Yep, Pulverize is there. Invis for the time being, but not for long as Nightfall gets the coup de grace.
Had enough of his shit. Ari thinks there's a ward. There is not.
And GPK has Daedalus now, man. He is so farmed. And the Ancient Guardian, of course, the classic. There's the sheep for the techies. And yeah, it will be the Abyssal for Tomato. I mean, is there...
This spells serious trouble for BZM. This Hex on techies can really catch him off guard.
I feel like... I mean, BZM didn't really go for the Maelstrom build, I guess. I was going to say an Ags built for him could theoretically do a lot, but if it's not the correct build... I mean, Praz is good, but you'd want the Chain Lightning.
It's not the best against the Morph, and now... TA went for the Melt Bash instead of the Refraction instances, so I guess, you know, more instances of damage would be nice. If you had the Refraction talent, he's so difficult to cut through for a puck. But yeah, with that Melt Bash, now he even poses a threat to kill the puck himself.
Oh, they get the Abyssal onto the TA. Tomato putting everything in on this. There's a black hole to follow them from Toronto, Tokyo. The TA dies. GPK, no way to get back in the game. BKB from Nightfall focusing now onto Tomato. Has more than enough damage. As Toronto Tokyo will end up getting clipped. BZM, though, that's the second death for OG on yet another core. So it ends up being 2 for 2, but still advantage BetBoom. Still pretty good fight from OG. But yeah, it's just so hard to see a world where they can kill this Morphling.
If he has the Refraction instances, he doesn't die here, by the way. This was a talent thing.
That's true.
Pretty sure he would have been able to get off a second Refraction before this boat comes in. But yeah, BetBoom quick to respond with a Black Hole and the Morphling just overpowering the Alk. And this, I think BZM could have maybe lived there, but there was a mine on top of him when he came out of Phase Shift, so they do get the 2 for 2 trade. But OG do keep the game alive. This is no easy feat currently. They're in a pretty tough position. Question is, what are they going to do when the Aegis now comes into play? Because I don't think they're going to be able to defend this in any way.
What are they going to do when this banner is wasted?
Yeah. Let's have a look at the banner.
So this will be
Nightfall making a slot
start.
for the banner. All right, took the Aegis.
Very good. Oh, he uses it right away.
Okay, it's going to put it straight back in mid. It's going to be some big
Same
creeps
spot?
here.
Yeah, okay, so it's not going to even extend to the base.
Yeah.
But at least it's the correct lane. They chose the right one this time. They placed it a little bit early, I would think. Because the creeps are going to be really strong up until about the 3/4 section, I want to say. And then they turn back into regular creeps again.
Yeah.
So I genuinely don't know if pros know how this works. Or they just don't care. They don't think it's strong enough that it really matters, but I don't know. Let's see where the buff ends. I was gonna say 3/4, but might be.
They can make it to the base.
Okay. If
there's no creeps on the way.
Yeah, that's true. If there's no creeps, that's true.
Vanish.
Whispers here. The super creeps. Pretty tanky. And destroyed.
Oh well.
The idea of putting in a lane that you already have is definitely good. Just surprised that they're so willy-nilly at just throwing it out there before they're even like on the doorstep. You know?
Yeah. Especially considering you can cast it at any point.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you had to go there, then I would get it. As a matter of fact, if you had to go where you wanted to place the banner, it would probably be used better.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Because then you would use it as part of a strategy. Now you're kind of just plopping it down somewhere that you want to push. Seb is in trouble. Seb is in
Pulverize
death.
Meld Strike from GPK. 12K lead doesn't seem like that much until you see the Alchemist on the other team.
These BZM has the Hex. There's no follow-through, though.
Yep, good call, good hype. Fake hype from Cinder and Ari.
I thought it was exciting. And that's
Might
all that
actually
matters.
blast
to me.
off! Oh,
Yeah,
very
good call.
close.
Good call, Shane.
Whoa!
Let's say something true. Hoodwink got Hex. That's kind of good.
BetBoom are winning the game right now.
Oh, that's also true.
All right, what is Tomato working on? What is the answer? So it will be the Swift Blink and then an Ags. And the question is BZM does have enough time to get something that would center. I mean, the Parasma is pretty good.
I think he should prioritize the Eggs over the Swift Blink. I think he needs to make BZM a second carry in the game. It's not. Al can't do this alone anymore.
I mean, there's also, if you don't think the Ags is that crazy this game for BZM, you could just give the Ags to Kunkka, and then he's refunded the money,
Yeah.
and he can buy something else.
But definitely the
Halberd, maybe?
Definitely Puck, and Puck needs some damage. I think it's tough, you know. I guess you could also... The Hoodwink one could maybe be a bit of a surprise. I'm not seeing it. Nightfall getting to work. He has Aegis.
Just machine gun Morphling. There's the sheep. Gets Force Staff to the low ground. Casually come back up. And yeah, don't want to expend too much. Arrow will hit this time. But he has the shard, so you can attribute shift pretty much at any time he's not silenced.
Miero's in there.
Very deep, pulverized. But Tomato gets the bash off onto Miero, but now he's taking the brunt of the damage. Look at this side blade just ripping him a new one. GPK already expended the BKB. Its attribute shift was on the agility for just a moment there, and that'll cost the first life for Nightfall. Fortifications used as well as Nightfall will waveform to safety. Concoction, Gleipnir. The artillery is coming from OG. So far, a successful defense.
Nice Abyssal from Tomato. That was a quick reaction. If that Pulverize goes on for another second, it's probably a kill. But he manages to free up the Kunkka to use his Wind Waker and get the hell out of there. And they get the Aegis. Didn't lose the tower.
Yeah.
Keeping it alive.
Yeah, Roshan's banner is having a little bit of an effect, I will admit. Just a little bit.
For the next 50 seconds, we shall be reveling in its greatness.
Whisper looking for a fight still. The blink from Miero, but he's already X'd.
He is very
Concoction from
tanky.
Tomato into the Abyssal. Yeah, he's going to be a tough one to actually get. He gets broken, though. The coil onto 3 heroes, but no follow-up. The Torrent Storm is on the other side, basically. So OG not able to get their spells in the right area as BetBoom. Good positioning from them.
Is under attack.
Now they'll back away and reset, and they can honestly just go for racks now knowing that these spells are down. And now Refresher for Miero. Double BKB, double Pulverize.
Yeah. OG need to make sure that Alk and Kunkka are never next to each other, because they need to save each other. The Alk is saving Kunkka with the Abyssal, and Kunkka is saving Alk with the Wind Waker against Black Hole. If at any point they get caught at the same time, the fight is done. So, very wary of that positioning. Nobody else can really solve that problem but themselves. Enigma now with the Octarine Core will have the Black Hole way more frequently, more Midnight Pulses and Malefices in the fights, and of course the wave clear. Just keep making Eidolons off in the sides, keeping the push going. Zero commitment. Pushing. Save. We'll find BZM here for a Hex.
Very greedy. Gets the Lotus. Will it cost his life?
Time,
No.
though.
Yeah, but ooh, Toronto Tokyo was thinking about the Black Hole. BZM with a little bit of lady luck, able to get out.
Yeah, I mean, this is flat out a mistake, right? You can definitely Hex into Blast Off there on save, but maybe didn't account for a Kaya Sanj status assist. in that instance.
Yeah, Nightfall has a refresher, by the way.
Yep. Standard late game morphling things.
48 minutes. The fact that we've gotten to this point. Success for OG. As they've been behind for most of the game. Another smoke now from BetBoom. Next Roche we'll know in a minute and a half, so still some time to work with. Tormy, do they go for this? This would be pretty risky, knowing the positioning here from BetBoom. See if BetBoom try to steal it inevitably. There's the Ags. Let's see if it's placed on BZM or not. So he does opt to go for Ags instead. And it is BZM. So we'll see how much of an impact this will have. Definitely packs a bit of a punch now.
Yeah.
But this area of the map is still... feels like it's owned by BetBoom if they just want to take the Tormentor, but they'll back away. Another Moonlight Shadow from OG, trying to use this as a surprise tactic since that Ags was just gifted.
Toronto Tokyo is showing top, so there's a bit of a possibility for outnumbering. BetBoom are actually spread kind of thin right now, looking for just maximizing farm, playing for next Roche. OG are cornered in their base, not looking.
So there's effectively 3 refreshers on BetBoom. Refresher Shard for the Enigma, and then the regular ones for Morph and Primal. It's going to be a really hard fight for OG, and based on just their posturing, it feels like BetBoom are just waiting for this next Roche as well.
Yeah, for sure. Might as well keep it safe, just maximize advantage before they go for that high ground. Early Roche, let's see. Late Roche. 2.5 minutes to go.
Which I would think is good news for OG. But I think the issue is they don't know this.
The later the game goes, the more chance of a Discord issue for BetBoom.
Yeah, what happened? Ever since game 1, everything has been fine. Very
Fix
interesting.
their problem.
Yes. Yeah, like I was saying, they don't know, of course, the timer, so they're still going to group up here, and there will be a Roche off. Scanning as well, just to make sure it's empty.
Are scanning.
It's both sides. Yeah, you got to get rid of these traps as well if you're OG. Obviously, don't want to show that you're there, but the mines will effectively do so. Scouting mines onto BZM. Toronto Tokyo, very scary position 5 with the Blink BKB. Both teams are going to be waiting quite a while for this Roche. As OG, okay, smoke pops. Miero's going to pop the Shivas, goes in really deep, gets off the BKB as well. Seb is their first target, they'll get him. Pulverize now onto Tomato. Boat is coming though. Provides the buff, and Toronto Tokyo gets the black hole onto 2. Down goes Tomato. Wind Waker. It's going to keep the Kunkka alive for the time being, but GPK continuing the pressure. They don't have vision, now they do. So Whisper will fall as well. 2 dead for OG.
Yeah, Whisper tried to walk into Wind Waker Tomato out of the black hole, but he ended up clipping the black hole himself, so actually gave Toronto Tokyo an even better one than he bargained for. And it's just, that's what this is like. Like, at some point, the mistake is going to kick in. You can't keep playing perfectly in these situations. Buyback coming out from Kunkka, but there's none on the Alk. So unless BetBoom go back, this should be Megas. They don't know for a fact that Alk doesn't have buy, so they can still choose to play the map and get the next Roche. I feel like they should really try to at least force the buyback out or the information, and they will. GPK poking again.
GPK taking a considerable amount of damage now. Sharpshooter brings him to half HP. Now he goes for the BKB, finishes off the melee racks, snaps the coil. He's taking a ton of damage. Will Force Staff away.
Close.
Gets the refraction up. Looks like he'll walk away just fine. Melee rack's the big one.
Now that you see this game play out, it really feels like the refraction talent would have been nice.
Yeah.
There's a couple of close calls or deaths where, I don't know, maybe the 1 second meld hit bash has been useful a couple of times as well, but
don't worry, he'll get 30, I'm sure, before this game is over.
I mean, most of the damage he does in this game is during teammate stuns, so at that point the meld bash is irrelevant.
Taken 9% of the time.
It is quite uncommon. I get the logic here because it's that good against Puck, but still feel like Refraction is just... That talent to me is just busted.
Didn't it used to be 10?
I don't know.
All right, Roche number X. You can see OG starting to make the way over here.
They'll be... Oh, right. BetBoom's actually going to wait. They could have made it in time, but don't know for a fact how far OG are. And going to play the high ground. They still have Black Hole. Keep in mind the Refresher.
Yep, Ari's going to spot him. Miero goes in, gets instantly silenced, has the BKB, won't use it. Arrow connects. Now Tomato with the Abyssal, but Toronto Tokyo gets off the Black Hole. Ari gets deleted off the face of the map. BZM is next. Both buy back instantly. Torrent Storm not really going to find any meaningful connection. They did take out the Enigma, so Toronto Tokyo, I mean, he has buyback, but...
Yeah, he's going to reconnect here.
Will expend.
Won't have Black Hole.
Yeah, already used the Refresher Shard a while back.
He's bringing a salve for his friends. He's bringing a ward.
Oh, I think they know that they hit them here.
Yep.
GPK will blink out now.
Dire's middle tower.
BetBoom could play the clock here. The lanes are pushing.
Yeah,
both top and
tier
mid.
4s are taking damage. Miero posturing for an initiation. BZM already using his blink. Yeah, one tier 4 tower almost killed off by the creeps alone. This is without, imagine the banner
This
here.
would be such a good time to have banner. They can actually just place it in the enemy base to force a TP.
Yeah. And these traps are so ridiculous from GPK. BZM
Whoa, okay.
showing himself. Will blink out. Just trying to get an idea of where BetBoom are grouping up.
Yeah, with every passing minute, this mid tower is falling. The Black Hole's coming closer to...
Oh, gee, they use Moonlight Shadow, so I think they're going to have to do something. But Roche is going to the top side of the map.
See you later, losers. Now everybody's stuck down here for nothing.
But BetBoom can just take
Yeah, they have the gate
the
control.
gate. OG, they could TP, but obviously, like we said, they need to defend. So that honestly might just be the Roche for BetBoom. It roars, so they know for sure. And it's still a Refresher Shard instead of the Ags for whatever reason.
Oh.
I feel like it should change when he goes through the gate. Tomato playing with one hand, as we can see. 30K lead for BetBoom. 55 minutes in. Can they end with this Aegis?
Yes.
Okay, maybe that's not the... Will they end
Yes.
this Aegis?
I believe.
All right.
I think this is the moment.
There's no buybacks for OG now.
Yeah. They have so little room for error. As a matter of fact, I think if OG played perfectly, that's not enough. It's going to take a slip-up from BetBoom. Any half-decent Black Hole probably just ends the game. You just need to set him up, give him vision, start hitting the tower with Morph.
All right, was the banner used?
There wasn't a banner on this one.
Wasn't there? Why not? It was the Radiant one. It died in the... I mean, it keeps the Refresher Shard.
Oh, yeah, they have a banner. You're right. They have one on Enigma.
I mean, it should have been Cheese, but...
Back so soon.
I feel like when Roche gets damaged, that's when it doesn't change items. For whatever reason. Oh, Miero already using his BKB. That's number 1. We'll get X'd. Arrow not going to find its mark.
Miero was expecting to find someone up there to immediately pulverize, but OG had backed off.
But now the siege is on. This isn't even going to be Megas. I think the range racks is still on the bottom section of the map. If they find the arrow connection onto Nightfall, taking a lot of damage. Boomerang is there as well. Life number 1 will not be expended. He just Satanics, gets back to close to full HP. Such a slow siege from BetBoom. As the Ag's now on for techies, so he gets the minefield sign. And now BetBoom backing away.
Yeah, it is a...
Banner has been planted, by the way.
It is the saving grace for OG that they have so much long-range artillery because it prevents them from getting into black hole situations to pressure the Morph. If they can just keep poking from this far away and almost threaten the Aegis, then that's a pretty good sign.
All right, Banner
Speaking
likely
of
used.
pretty good sign, here comes Save, trying to place a minefield sign. Nope, it was just a mine.
It takes a while. Okay, that's mid, right?
Yep.
So mid lane. We'll get the upgraded creeps. This will be pretty effective now.
The good old
just the
M&M's
illusion.
push. It's the Manta and Mines.
58 minutes, so OG 2 minutes away from being able to sneak in some neutrals.
There we go. I was wondering when you were going to pick
Yeah,
up on
better get to the triangle to stack the camps now in preparation. Knowing this game won't end anytime soon. Miara jumps in with the BKB Shivas, pulverize. That's the death of Seb. No buyback, so 4v5. And now Nightfall can start pounding. That's the last tower. The tier 3s at least. Torrent not going to hit. There's the Abyssal. Tomato going in very deep, pops the Manta. Now trying to run away, but it's going to get pulverized instead. Adaptive Strike with the Conda is too powerful. Tomato drops. Does have buyback. There's the black hole, though. BZM does not have buyback now, though. So OG left in a 3 versus 5. That's not including the Aegis. Toronto Tokyo will BKB just in case. Still a range racks in the bottom lane. Not even going to bother for it. It's the tier 4. Only 1 remaining. Thanks to these very powerful creeps from the banner. Miara going in deep. Tomato, this will be a dieback for him. The Yules will save him temporarily, but now he's surrounded. Oh, blinks into a black hole. And that should do it for game number 3 for this series, in fact. Tidal Wave bringing back the techies. That's, all right, who cares? GG's call. BetBoom wins the series 2-1.